Prince Harry is on a one-man mission to fix the British press. In his lawsuit against Mirror Group newspapers, he has said exactly this. He said both the British media and the British government are at rock bottom. But Prince Harry himself has faced 5 punishing and bruising hours of cross-examination. Some moments were humiliating for him. Joining me now to get the latest from London is GB News host Patrick Christys. Patrick, thank you very much for joining us to talk about this, the most high-profile global court case at the moment. Look, first fill us in on what the key highlights were for Prince Harry's first day in court, and we're about an hour away now from him turning up for his second day.
Well, it was more like the lowlights for Prince Harry, let me tell you. It was a bad day for the Duke of Delusion, who swaggered into court initially for the paparazzi and for the cameras, and that was all great. But this case centres around Harry having to prove on the balance of probabilities that Mirror Group newspapers obtained information about him through illicit means and through phone hacking, and that it caused him distress. We were treated initially to a 22,000-word opening statement from Prince Harry, a witness statement. That was where he put his side across. That was his day in court. But that, I'm afraid, is about as good as it got for Harry, because this is about the truth, not his truth. And it's about facts, and the facts were about as thin on the ground as his hair. Barristers gave him an absolute kicking. They spanked him on 3 key points, and this is vital, okay? That he didn't actually read many of the articles which he has complained about at the time of publication, and therefore that means that could not have caused him personal distress. They also argued that much of the information was already in the public domain, i.e. it had been published by other news outlets before the Mirror then reran the story. Therefore, how can he prove that they obtained that information through phone hacking? And they also claim that much of the information about him was already out there, but in relation to things like drug taking, for example, where he was actually distressed because of embarrassment at his own personal actions, not because the article was obtained through illegal means. I'm going to give you some specific examples here of Prince Harry's statement, okay? So there was one where he was at a celebrity chef's restaurant in Chelsea, very popular area with the well-to-do, London, of course. That restaurant was busy, had a celebrity chef who used to like to get celebrities who dined there in the media. There was a professional photographer who happened to be dining there at the same time. Yes. And Harry was there with friends. And so they said to him, Harry, how can you possibly say that we obtained information about you being there by virtue of hacking your phone? To be honest, we didn't need to, because everybody saw you.
It was all public.
He didn't have an answer for that. He claims that he thought his phone might have been hacked when he was at primary school. He didn't have a phone at primary school. That was a problem. Articles about him being ill, he said that was an invasion of his privacy. It turned out that that information was briefed out by his father's press spokesperson. Wow. And this is a problem for Harry. This is a massive, massive problem for Harry. The other thing, which is, you would have thought this was basic, they said to him on numerous different counts, Harry, this article that you're complaining about, are you aware that it was published in the Daily Mail, the Mail on Sunday, the Sun, other newspapers, days before we ran it? And he had to say, no, I was not aware of that. And this is the real problem. And the barrister hit him with the key question here, which is, this is just speculation, isn't it, Harry? And frankly, it is.
And that's the ultimate problem, is that Prince Harry was, so far, he hasn't been able to prove, he's been able to produce no evidence to show that his phone at any point was hacked. And I think that this quote from the Mirror Group newspapers, the barrister representing them, Andrew Green, he said, "Can I make it clear, Prince Harry, that everybody has enormous sympathy with the enormous press intrusion you have suffered throughout your life. It doesn't necessarily follow that it was the result of unlawful activity." And I think that was something that really resonated with me, because reading Prince Harry's book, you can see how much distress he was under and he was caused when, things that happened in high school were splashed across the front page of papers. But at this point, there's no proof that any of that came from illegal phone hacking.